The member from Huron-Bruce has expressed dissatisfaction with the answer to a question given by the Minister of Health, or in this case, his PA. So I will now give the member from Huron-Bruce up to 5 minutes to debate the matter, and in this case, parliamentary assistant may reply for up to 5 minutes. I turn it over to the member from Huron-Bruce.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the time that you've given me today to speak and follow up on my question from last Tuesday. I asked the Premier a simple question. Yes or no, will the Premier do the right thing and release all of the correspondence that her office had with the SEIU and all other relevant stakeholders ahead of the home care changes announced in October? Speaker, the answer that I received from the Premier, as you're well aware, was not satisfactory. I asked a very specific question, and I even specified that this question was about ethics, not the merits of the Liberal plan. Yet the Premier continued on and spoke about the merits of her government's decision to secretly create this new agency. So, Speaker, I leave it to the member opposite to please speak to the ethics of this matter and to answer a simple question. Will the government release the details of all the consultations that they held prior to announcing that they will create a new secret home care agency? And it's very important to answer this question because time and time again, Speaker, the Wynne Liberals have eroded public confidence. Be it from offering cushy green energy contracts to donors, to offering appointments to would-be nominees, to back out, these Liberals just manage to find ways to break down and trust everyday Ontarians. Speaker, it's about trust. As I said, every day they have given Ontarians a reason to not trust them. And the sad reality is that this government has built up a reputation for rewarding insiders. And in this case, the links appear to be much too strong, and they hit very close to home. And it's hard to pass these links off as coincidental. The fact that the former Liberal Party president, Mike Spitali, is the Director of Government Relations for the SEIU should raise alarm bells across this province. And it's clear that his union stands to benefit the most. To quote a story that appeared in CBC from Mike Crawley, I would like to share the following. Some, with a more cynical view from inside Ontario's $50 billion a year healthcare industry, say that Liberals are deliberately making this move quietly. They say the biggest beneficiary of a new government-run home care agency will not be the patients receiving home care, but one particular union, SEIU Healthcare. Speaker, when a journalist publishes such a scathing report, we should all realize something just doesn't pass the smell test. But on top of that, SEIU is described as a key financial backer to the Working Ontario Women, a group that has launched a large attack ad campaign against the PC party leader, Patrick Brown. The links between SEIU and the Liberals lead to serious ethics questions, especially coupled with the attack ads that were funded by SEIU. So for that reason, I would like the government to answer my question from last Tuesday. And I expect a response, I hope for a response, that directly answers my question. Because, Speaker, in all honesty, we could save some serious time if the government does. All they have to tell me is yes or no. I do not want to hear a lengthy explanation on the merits of the policy. The Premier has already shared those talking points. So, Speaker, I will ask one more time. Will the government release all of the correspondence that the Premier's office and the Minister's office had with the SEIU and all other relevant stakeholders ahead of their quiet October announcement for this new secretive home care agency? Thank you, Speaker, and I thank the member opposite for being here, and I look forward to that yes or no answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The parliamentary assistant to the Minister of Health and Long-Term Care may have up to 5 minutes to respond.
Thank you. Thank you. I think I can do 5. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I've been waiting for this all week, and it's a pleasure to respond to the member and thank her for her question. So I do want to remind the member opposite that the choices that are being made here are to give people more options in directing their care, especially those people with complex chronic conditions who want to have more control over their care, people who need care continuously, sometimes for the rest of their lives, and sometimes increasing care. And their relationship with their caregiver is critical. So, there are 2 ways that this works. It either provides home care clients with funding to purchase services in their care plan, or to employ people to provide these services, or provide home care clients with the opportunity to select and schedule their own personal support workers from an organization that will protect the clients from the administrative burden and legal risk of directly employing staff. Now, I know the member opposite, and I understand the politics of opposition going back and forth, and whatever we are doing is bad, and we're guilty of something. But I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a good way to go forward. But what I would like to say is, if you want to talk with regards to consultation, it's something called the Donner Report, which was in 2015. It's quite a thorough report. You can get it online, and if you actually look to Recommendation 13, it's very clear in Recommendation 13 that this is advice that the Donner Report got through the vast public consultation that Gail Donner and her colleagues. So I would also like to remind the member opposite that this is something that we announced in last year's budget, and that we re-announced in the fall of this year. And so I understand the politics of it. The reality is there were consultations. We've been very public about it. I mean, the consultations go back to 2015 in the Donner Report. Oh, you asked, will we release? It's been released for almost 3 years. Almost 3 years. Almost 3 years it's been available to you. So I get it. Look, it's getting close to an election. I know what you guys got to do. But I want to tell you that if you really want to take a good hard look at this, that you'll find it in the Donner Report, you'll find it in our budget, and you'll find it in a press release last September. So the other thing that we have to remember is, like, this is happening in other jurisdictions, and they're doing it in other jurisdictions as California, Maryland, Montana, Oregon, Texas, and a few that have chosen these are the few of them who've chosen to give their clients this option. So this also do this in the UK. So, and in Washington State also has more than half of their home care clients use self-directed care, which enables them to select and hire their PSW, with the state taking responsibility for wages, benefits, and taxes, similar to our agency. So let's remember as well, too, that this is something that we are piloting in this province. It's happening in a few specific places to deal with a few specific clients who have very high needs. So, I hope this is sufficient to satisfy. I hope the member's satisfied. I think you should be satisfied, but that's up to you, not up to me. But I do appreciate the opportunity to have this late show. I'd be happy to send the Donner Report over to you, but I think you can probably get it online, or you've probably already seen it, maybe hopefully seen it online. And it was, I just want to thank you very much, and the late show was well worth waiting for. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much.